Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of our Disneyland Paris trip. I look rough. It was not a good night last night. It was so hot in the room. We did bring the extra fans, like I mentioned, and we had all these other things that we had to just try and combat it, but it's just so warm in there. We have come down to the lobby in the hotel because there is a character meet at Santa Fe every morning between 8:15 and 11. So the first thing we did when we got up this morning was get in the cold shower. So the last thing we're doing at night is getting a cold shower, and the first thing we do in the morning is get a cold shower. So we did that this morning. I quickly got ready. My mum absolutely loves Pluto, and she's got like a Pluto skirt that she wanted to wear, but she didn't want to come down in it if he wasn't meeting because it's either Goofy or Pluto. So I came down and I can see it's Pluto, so she's come in just now to meet me so then she can go and meet Pluto. We are going to be spending as much as we can today in the new adventure world. I mean, I'm still going to call it the studios. If you hear the studios, I'm sorry, it's a slip up, but it's just, I'm still sore about the name change. But yeah, we're going to try and take it easy and do what we can. I am currently in a Buzz Lightyear outfit, so I've got a Buzz t-shirt. I bought the Buzz shoulder pal yesterday and the ears. I do have some Cars ears as well for when we go onto the Cars ride later. So yeah, that's kind of our plan for today. We're just going to see how it goes. Just try and take it easy and just do what we can just because it is just so hot. So yeah, come along for the ride. We have made it to Adventure World. Can't wait to actually see the changes. This is the first time I've visited since the changes. This fountain is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love it. As murky as that water is right now, I mean, it's inviting just to stay cool. I'm still not over the fact that that says Disney Adventure World and not Disney Studios, Walt Disney Studios, but you know, we move. Wow, this looks amazing. It's also very nice and cool in here. A lot cooler in here than it is in some other areas of the park. But that Disney Theatre sign, world premiere sign, is really lovely. This is really nice. The last couple of times we came here, it was closed for the renovations, so it's really nice to come back through here and see the changes. This sign is beautiful. I love the light and the way it reflects and the colours. First ride of the day is Crush's Coaster, one of my absolute favourite. This just shows you what the coaster is like and how it works. It is so much fun. We've just come to the Studio Theatre to watch the Pixar Together show. One of my absolute favourite shows. It is so amazing. Obviously I can't film the show itself, but can't wait. I highly recommend you come and watch this if you're at the parks and it's on. It's also a little bit of a break from the sun in the cold theatre. Just making our way through one of my favourite areas of the park, which is the Ratatouille area. I absolutely love that Gusto sign on the top of the restaurant. Ratatouille fountain is beautiful. And then you have the Ratatouille Ride just here. And then the restaurant just here. And I love this restaurant because you're basically rat-sized. It's amazing. And at the end of the ride, you actually, when you get off, you walk past the restaurant, which is amazing. But look at the details on the fountain. Absolutely beautiful.
What are you doing? Que manigancez-vous? Dépêchez-vous! Par ici! Go! Go!
Il va aussi me falloir rapidement 4 ratatouilles pour la carte. Maintenant, dirigez. Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus chez Rémi. À bientôt et bon appétit. Emile! Oh. Au revoir.
Si vous restez à la traîne, le verrai jamais.
So we've just made it to the Cars road trip. I have changed my ears. I've got Lightning and Meta ears. I've still got my little pal Buzz on my shoulder. It is so hot. so hot. We've spent most of the morning like doing things inside as much as we can. So we've been to the show, we've done the Ratatouille rides. Yeah, we've done a few things inside and tried to stay either inside or in the shade as much as we can. So we're now at Cars road trip again, just kind of hopefully sit in the shade in the car. I think we're flagging now, so I think we're going to do this. We're going to see then if we're going to go back to the Disney Village. I've got to pick up a few bits for friends, and yeah, maybe have a bite to eat, some lunch and a water, lots of water and drinks. And then I think we're just going to go back for cold showers and refresh and then come back a bit later because it's now starting to get incredibly hot. It's I think 35 at the moment and it's due to get a couple of degrees hotter at least over the next couple of hours. There's like no clouds in the sky, it's just blazing sun and it's getting to the point now where it's getting a bit unbearable. So we're going to see how we're going to go over the next hour or so, but I think we're going to be heading back to the hotel to freshen up soon.
beautiful and calm. Seulement en apparence. Waouh, quelle heure!
Rien pour le bon vieux lavoche naturel à l'ancienne.
That was incredible!
Bonjour tout le monde. J'ai le plaisir.
So we are at the Disney Theatre in the Disney Adventure Park Studios. I can't even remember what it's called. The heat is just unbearable right now. I think it's about 38, nearing on 39, and it's hit us. This is like one of the only places that has a decent aircon. Literally everybody is sat on the floor, just trying to get some relief. It is so incredibly hot, and the sun has beaten us today. We are done. We haven't even gone into Avengers Campus. We haven't even had a look at the new Adventure Way or into the Frozen Land, like nothing. We're gonna pop to the Disney Village and then see if we might get some food, we might not, depends how we're feeling. And then we're just gonna go back to the hotel, grab cold showers, try and cool down, maybe go to the bar in the hotel, and just spend a few hours back there and wait until the sun starts to set, because it's just too hot to do anything. There was a lady actually, when we were waiting for the Cars road trip, she passed out in the queue, so all the medics had to come because it's getting that hot. All of the outside rides are now closed. It's just, it's unbearable. It's a lot. So yeah, we're gonna go back before we exhaust ourselves, and then just come back out later and hopefully be able to do those other bits a bit later. Good evening. I don't know where we last left you, but it has been an incredibly long, tiring and hot day. So we ended up leaving the parks just after lunch, something like that. It got to, I think, 38, 39 degrees, and we were just like, yeah, we're out. It's too much. So we ended up going into the village. I picked something up for a friend, and then we went to the Rainforest Cafe for some lunch, and it was actually really nice in there. It was really nice and cool. And we did spend a couple of hours in there. To be fair, our server was very slow, which we weren't too bothered about actually, because it meant we could sit there for a bit longer, but we had a nice cold drink and some food and spent a few hours in there, and then we had a little mooch around the shops there, and then we just headed back to the hotel around 4 o'clock-ish, 5 o'clock, spent another hour or so in the hotel bar. Again, just trying to stay cool because our room is incredibly hot. So there's no air conditioning here at Santa Fe. I mean, even the air conditioning that I think are in the hotels aren't the best aircon anyway. But we've only got fans, and it is very, very hot in the room. So we are keeping the curtains behind me shut all day because the sun, unfortunately, hits our room throughout the afternoon. So when it's at the highest and the hottest, it's in our room. So we're keeping our curtains closed. We kept our do not disturb sign on the door, and we did tell reception that it is very, very hot. We've got fans and we're leaving them on just to try and keep the room cool. And they're like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Like, you know, no problem at all. So when we did get back to our room, it wasn't actually as warm as it was last night, which is good, but it is still warmer than it is in some of the air-conditioned spaces. So we've just spent a few hours in the room, had ice cold showers. That's literally all we've been doing the last few days, is just having lots of cold showers. We've just got changed and we're gonna head back out. It is 8:15 in the evening. We're gonna head back out and we're gonna go back into the adventure world, because I didn't even get to see any of the new area because it was just too hot. So I'm hoping now the sun is starting to set that we're actually going to be able to have a little wander around there and have a look. If not, then that's just an excuse for a future visit at some point when it's less hot and less Europe having a massive heat wave. So we're just about to head over there now. We may stay for the show later on. Again, it just depends on how hot we are and how we're feeling. But like me and my mum, so I travel with my mum, and the friends that we've travelled with as well, we've kind of just said to each other, we're just like, if we're getting too hot and we're ready to tap out, we're just like, we need to tap out and we need to go back, and we're just kind of collectively doing that. We have seen, unfortunately today, that quite a few people have unfortunately been very unwell with the heat. I think I mentioned earlier there was a lady behind us in the queue for one of the rides that passed out. We've seen that quite a lot, and it is, you've just got to look after yourself with this. It is obviously disappointing because it would have been good to obviously try and, usually when we come to the parks, we're usually here for rope drop and here right through to the end. We just physically can't do that this week. It's just way too hot, but we're making do with what we can and what we've got and how we're feeling. And like I said, we're with our friends, so that makes it magical. And yeah, it's also my mum's birthday tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a special day. Although very, very hot, it will be a special day because it's my mum's birthday. She's never experienced a birthday in a Disney park. I have, but she hasn't. So yes, hopefully tomorrow will be a good day too. Again, very hot, but yes, we're just making do with what we can do without pushing ourselves too hard. Usually we do try and push ourselves, but we're just trying not to get to the point where we're going to end up ill. So yeah, so we're just about to head out, and yeah, hopefully I can yeah, see a little bit of the new area at Adventure World. We have made it to the Adventure Way area, and it's so beautiful. The temperature has dropped. It is still very warm, but as you can see, the sun is starting to set, so it is slightly cooler, which is making this walk so much easier to do tonight. And it's so beautiful with all the fairy lights. Oh, it's just beautiful. The Tangled Ride looks absolutely beautiful in this light. We're going to see if we can jump on the ride now. And look at the boat on the water with the lantern. Absolutely beautiful. This is a really beautiful area of the park. I'm so glad we've made it finally. And it's cooled down a bit that we can actually enjoy it and take it all in. We're just waiting to get on the ride. And look at the Pascals on the gate. It is just so adorable. The details on this ride are incredible, but he's my favourite. So one thing we noticed over the last few days is they've put like these spray mists above some of the walk-through areas around the parks just to help with the heat, which is great. Just making our way to the priority area for the Cascade of Lights show. But look how beautiful the lake is, with the sunset reflecting off, and then you have got World of Frozen just there in the background. Now, for those who know me, you know I'm not a Frozen girly, but we're gonna have to see if we make it on this trip just because of the heat. But there's a little look at the world of Frozen. We have made it to the priority pass area for the, I think it's called the Disney Cascade of Lights. It is, so as you enter Adventure Way, it's literally all the way around, and it is pretty much opposite the World of Frozen. So World of Frozen is over there, and we have just come in opposite. So we are about maybe 35 minutes early, but we're just sat waiting. We have never seen this before, so we've not been in the park since the new area's open, so this is going to be a new show for us. Obviously with the restrictions at the moment with the heat, there is no kind of like fireworks or anything like that. So I'm assuming it's going to be a scaled back show. I've never seen it before, so I don't know, but that is our thinking. But you know, it's something new to see, we've not seen before, we're still looking forward to it. And it's a lovely evening actually. It's a little bit windy, a tiny little bit, but it is still very, very hot and muggy. But the breeze is a little bit of a relief from just the relentless sun all day. And you can probably see that I've caught the sun quite a bit. I have been piling on the factor 50, but it's just been extortionately hot. But yeah, we'll see how we go with the show.
L'inspiration est cette lumière qui brille dans le cœur de chaque héros. Have you ever felt the touch of inspiration? L'inspiration vit dans le cœur de ceux qui placent les autres avant eux-mêmes. Heroes are called to help others. Inspiration leads the way.
Staring
ferai tout ça pour sauver ma famille. L'inspiration brille dans le cœur de ceux qui trouvent de l'espoir dans les épreuves. In our greatest challenges, inspiration arrives to bring us hope. anyone can feel the call of inspiration. Quand on unit nos forces, rien ne peut nous arrêter. There is nothing more inspiring than coming together as one. Ensemble, on est plus fort. Et maintenant, c'est à votre tour. Laissez l'inspiration guider votre cœur. Now it is time. Let inspiration touch your heart. Espérons que vous avez apprécié Disney Cascade of Lights. Que l'inspiration continue de révéler le héros qui sommeille en vous. Nous vous souhaitons une excellente fin de soirée. We hope you've enjoyed Disney Cascade of Lights. May inspiration continue to reveal the hero inside your heart. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
What a day. What a day. It has been so hot. We're back at the room. It is about midnight. So officially it's my mum's birthday. But We are so hot. So we did go to see the Cascade of Light, which was amazing. It was a really amazing show. Can't wait to see it in its full entirety as and when we come back to the parks, and hopefully there isn't any weather disruptions to that. But it's just, it's been a really hard day today in the heat. I'm literally feeling sorry for every single person who's here right now because it's unbearable. But yeah, we've tried to make do with what we can and tried to make the most of it, and we're with our friends, and yeah, it's just it's a lot. So we've literally just got back to the room. So as soon as we got back from the transfer from the parks to the hotel, we weren't walking. It's been too hot, even with the sun down. We quickly ran into the hotel bar before they shut, had a drink of water, and just brought some back with some ice for tonight. We have got bottles that are keeping everything really cold, so we're going to have that next to us tonight. It is really warm in here, so we are literally just about to have an ice cold shower before bed again, just to cool us down. And we're probably going to do the same thing tomorrow, so get up early, try and hit the parks early, before the sun, like, well, not just heats everything up and makes everything really warm, but before the sun closes everything, because pretty much all the outdoor rides are closed when it gets too hot. They're open in the morning first thing, so that's why we want to try and get in the park first thing to try and do some of these things. But yeah, throughout the day they're just closing. So I think I looked on the app earlier and there was like, across both parks, I think there was only about 20 rides open at one point, and they were all like indoor rides. Even It's a Small World today decided to just give up because it just got too hot. So that's what we're having to deal with, but it'll be fine. We've got another couple of days. We've got a full day tomorrow, and then the day after we've got a good few hours, so I'm sure we can see if we can tick off a few more things on the list. But thank you so much for watching this vlog. It's been a bit of a weird one, a bit of a strange one, and we've just been, I don't really know how to describe it with the heat, but it's been an adventure today. Please do like, subscribe, comment, and thank you for watching. Bye.